Hi guys, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what you might expect if you are divorcing a narcissist, with somebody with narcissistic personality disorder. So for sure, one thing that you can expect when you're in divorce with them is that mediation will not work. They may suggest mediation, which is what happened to me, and against my better judgment, I agreed to it because, I didn't understand much about personality, the narcissistic personality disorder, and I don't know what I was thinking. A part of me was like, it's never going to work, because this was somebody who, when I now look back on the pattern of the relationship, their actions never matched their words. They were never able to keep their word. Whatever they said they would do, they never ended up sort of being able to do it, like in a consistent fashion. And I also knew that this person was a pathological liar. So I was like, how is this going to work? I think mediation is for people that sort of tell the truth. They want to come to a reasonable agreement. And it's not sort of somebody who has it's either my way or the highway thinking. So, of course, I had huge reservations, which I expressed, but I went along with it. So they don't mediate. In fact, their only impetus to mediate throughout this process is to make you lose money, to drag out the fees and the costs, and to drag it out, because what they love to do is to drag it out. They do not let go. These are people who do not let go. They're famous for, even after the court order is enforced, even if there's children involved, they are the people that take their ex-spouses back to court and spend, $100,000 to try to reduce alimony or child support by $100 or $200. I mean, that's who these people are. These are people who will spend, $400,000 instead of just giving their spouse the $200 that's fair. It's really weird thinking, but it's and normal people, neurotypicals, cannot relate to this, because obviously they're like, wait, the money matters. We should just be reasonable here. Let's not spend a bunch of money on attorney fees. Let's just get this thing over, right? So it's hard to imagine being like this. But so here's what they use. They use obstruction techniques. They inundate you with requests for paperwork, often repeated requests for the same paperwork, or slightly revisions of it. They will ask for inane paperwork that absolutely has no relevance, but you have to provide it because it's in the discovery. They're known for, and I experienced this now twice in writing, or twice where both of our attorneys were present. I asked for separate room mediation because, this person honestly terrifies me, because I now realize that he has no empathy, and people that have no empathy are totally frightening. They're just scary people, right? They don't have any empathy. They have no remorse. So now that I know that about this person, I'm afraid of people that are like that. I'm afraid of sociopaths, psychopaths, and narcissists, because they're very dangerous people. You really have to just avoid them, because they're psychologically dangerous people, whether they become violent or not. So twice in mediation, this person and his attorney have sent over proposals. Twice in mediation, we have agreed to their proposal, to my soon, hopefully someday to be ex's proposal. And twice he has reneged on his own proposals that I've agreed to. So that is really, really, really common. And each time he keeps going down lower. And the last time I said, no deal, right? So basically, what you need to know is that these are people who are going to just keep trying to chip away at you. They need to win at all costs. For them, winning means winner takes all. You get nothing. And winning to them is even more complex than that. They would love for you to be destroyed. They would love for you to be, in the gutter, on the streets, begging for change. They're not just financially destroyed. They would love for you to be psychologically destroyed. They would love for you to be emotionally destroyed. They absolutely love it. And what you'll notice is they do not take into consideration the emotional costs, not the emotional costs on your children, or in my case, this person split up a family with 3 small children, didn't take into consideration the emotional costs on those children, not on his stepson, not on me, not on all of the collateral damage, not on all the families that are involved and friends that are involved. These people do not take into consideration emotional costs because there aren't any for them. They do not have emotions other than rage and envy for the most part. So there's just no, normal people want divorce over because it's like, okay, it's a done deal, we're good, let's move on, we can heal, we can get better. But again, these are people, so some of the literature suggests that narcissists and borderlines do not process grief well at all, right? So they get stuck in the Elizabeth Kubler-Ross stages of grief. They get stuck in the denial and the anger stage, and they really, it's very, very hard for them to ever come to the place of acceptance. That's just not how their brains work, how they operate, how their emotional life is. So they get stuck in anger, and they don't ever come to acceptance, or it's very hard for them. So you may have that a lot where you're just like, what the heck is going on here? So they're going to, again, obstruction, they're going to drag it out. They're going to keep doing postponements. They have no qualms about lying in court documents. They just have no qualms about that. They, whether they're aware that they're lying or not, I don't know. Maybe they believe their own lies, but they have no shame around lying in court documents. It just doesn't stop them. So, they may accuse you of all sorts of things. Mine accused me of fraud and hiding money and lying, which is, it's absurd. I don't even know where he's getting, I have no idea, right? No idea. He may even think that I'm hiding money because, probably he's hiding money. Probably he's being fraudulent because, again, they project everything onto you that they're guilty of, right? So they project. So whatever they accuse you of, you can pretty much assume that is actually what they are doing and what they have done. So, you're dealing with that. Oftentimes, attorneys do not understand. They do not know how to navigate these sorts of individuals. It takes a very savvy attorney to pick up that somebody has a personality disorder, a character disturbance. And remember, I can't remember the book, but I can't remember the book, but there's a book, it's called Character Disturbance, I think. And then the other one is Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. And he talks about these personality disorders. They're disorders of character, right? So you have a disorder of your character. People that are healthy and neurotypical, they value honesty, they value integrity. Narcissists in general, they don't have those values. Their character is they have very weak characters, so they don't have they're pathological liars. They don't, it's just how they operate. So they don't have integrity. They don't have their word means nothing to them. It's just it just means nothing. So when you're divorcing these people, you need to document everything. If there's any abuse, you need to try to get proof of that abuse, videotape them, record them if they're being abusive. You need to write down everything. If some sort of incident occurs, you need to report it to the police. You need to document. And I made so many mistakes in this because I'm terrible with paperwork, and I didn't understand what I was dealing with, so I wasn't great about documenting stuff. The person I was with was never physically abusive, and almost really not verbally abusive really either. Just it was all psychological abuse and verbal abuse in the form of not giving compliments, withholding, withdraw, silent treatment, stonewalling. I found out later he had been gaslighting me for many, many years. He had a secret sex life, a double life, infidelity, cheating, now financially abusing me through the divorce process, and sort of things like that. So, the abuse I endured was not your obvious kind, and in fact, I didn't even recognize it as abuse when it was going on. I just didn't. I really saw. I had this person on a pedestal. On the surface, he could be very, very polite. But very polite while he was assassinating me, psychological murder behind my back. But I didn't know any of that, right? So I just took him at his word. I thought he was a good person. I thought that for almost a decade. In fact, I thought he was a particularly good person with a really high level of integrity and morality. That's what I honestly believe, because his mask was exceptional. And I tend to I see the best in, or I used to see the best in people. And, I projected a lot of my goodness onto him when he was very, very quiet. There was a lot of lies of omission. There were a lot of half-truths. So, these are just people that are, very crafty. They can be very sneaky. They can be very duplicitous. And it's your job to protect yourself during this court case. And obviously, you need to get a really good attorney. I don't mean to be gendered here, but I'm on to my second attorney, and they're both males, and I wish I would have gotten a woman. You have to get somebody who understands personality disorders, who understands high conflict divorce situations. You really need to advocate for yourself. So I think attorney selection is probably very, very, very important. And you need to get somebody who's willing to go to court, because these are people that want to go to court. So I hope all is well for you. And, if you're going through this, my heart is with you. And just know that one day it will be over. One day you will be free. One day you will be able to, move on with your life. And I'd say, in the meantime, when you're still stuck and entrenched in this court battle, do what you love. I love rock climbing, go rock climbing. I love my friends. I spend a lot of time with my friends. Go skiing, go do some mountaineering trips. I mean, that's what I love. Of course, you may love to, surf or hike or do whatever makes you happy. Do those things so that you can best care for yourself, protect yourself, and nurture your soul. I've been going to therapy every week. I do EMDR, I do TMS, I take hot baths with Epsom salt, exercise, and really just surround yourself with safe, loving people. And I would say, just some suggestion, maybe do not date for some time after this, because of course, when you get out of a relationship with a narcissist and you're vulnerable, it's very common for you to attract other narcissists. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy this beautiful, beautiful day. Bye-bye.